Hi, this is Glenn Andrade with Digital Synergy, and in a moment, I'm going to reveal some of the top YouTube ranking factors and why Google wants to rank your videos. Now, I know it might seem strange, but Google actually wants to rank your videos, and the reason is simple. As you know by now, YouTube is nothing more than a search engine. It's actually the #2 search engine in the world, but it's specifically a search engine for videos. The way YouTube makes money is by showing your videos and keeping people on their platform. So as long as you understand that, you just basically need to give Google what they want. And today I want to go over my top 9 YouTube ranking factors that you need to be considering if you're trying to rank on the top of the search results. And one important tip to keep in mind is whatever you do to optimize your video in the first 48 to 72 hours is critical to the success of your videos and how it ranks. Now, if you get this right, your video could shoot to the top when people search for your video topic. If you get it wrong, on the other hand, you might sink like a rock to the bottom. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So for #1, what you want to do is you want to find video keywords. And what do I mean by video keywords? Well, keywords for YouTube are actually a little bit different than they are for other search engines such as Google and Bing because people search for them a little differently. So one of the best places that you can do keyword research is on YouTube itself. So if you obviously just go to YouTube and you type something in like how to make chicken soup as an example, what you're going to see is you're going to see a bunch of results here. And these are what's known as autocomplete in their YouTube search function. So what this is telling you is YouTube is telling you, hey, these are stuff that we're recommending because these are popular searches that people are doing. So this is a great place to start if you want to look for popular key phrases that you can go after. Now, so this is a good place. There's lots of tools out there that are both paid and free. But for the most part, if you really want to get anything substantial, you probably want to go ahead and get some sort of paid. But for example, you can use some of the paid tools. Just use their free version to get ideas. So as an example here, I typed in how to make chicken soup. This is a keyword tool called keywordtool.io. It is a paid service, but I don't pay for it. I just use it here now and again when I'm looking for more ideas. So for example, I typed that in and it just gave me more ideas on some things that I might not have thought of on the top of my head. And then I can go ahead and maybe grab one of these keywords and then plug them into the autocomplete just to kind of help me brainstorm, come up with more ideas and go from there. All right, so #2 is what you want to do is you want to optimize your title, your video title. So again, sticking with this example, how to make chicken soup. I went ahead and plugged this in, the results that it's giving me here. You can see the title, and these are the titles. So in the same way that you optimize your headline for articles and blog, you need to do the same for your video titles because titles play a huge part of your ranking in the video. So you want to make sure that they're at least 5 words long, and most importantly, you want to make sure that you include the keyword that you're targeting, that you want to rank for. The title needs to grab the user's attention and need to be relevant for their search, right? So you don't want it to be too long. In fact, you want to keep your title length between 60 to 70 characters. Otherwise, it's going to get truncated in the search results. And so in order to choose your title, you want to make sure from your keyword research that you find the best keyword to target and include it in your video title. Another thing that you might want to do, is a good idea, is to take a look at what your competitors, do some recon, see what your competitors are using, how they're structuring their titles, and kind of play off of that. And what you want to do is obviously make a better title than them. You want to make it just as good or as compelling as theirs, if not better. #3 is optimize your tags. So tags are considered an important element to SEO and when you're ranking your videos, or how YouTube looks at those in order to rank your videos. And it's a logarithm, because what it does is it allows you to enter relevant keywords that ultimately help your videos get more views. And basically the best practice for tagging is not to go overboard. And just to be clear here, so when you upload your video, you're optimizing it, putting in your title and your description. YouTube will take you through a few screens. There'll be an area where you can put in your tags. It'll ask you for the tags. So again, you don't want to keyword stuff. You don't want to use a million tags. This is only going to confuse YouTube. Instead, you only want to use about 5 to 8 tags, and you want to basically use a mix of broad and focused keywords. But most importantly, what you want to remember is use the keyword, the main keyword that you're targeting. You want to use that first as your first tag. Now, there are lots of other tools out there, again, both paid and free, to help you with doing some of this research. For example, here I'm using YouTube Buddy. vidIQ is another, but it'll show you. So I'm like in this video right here, it's showing me the tags that this video is using. So if this is a competitor, you can take a look and see, hey, what are they using? Does any of those, will any of those fit my niche and my video specifically? If they do, you want to go ahead and use those as well. All right, so moving on to number 4, is what you want to do is you want to encourage engagement. So in your video, you want to go ahead, usually towards the end, you could do it in the beginning, but usually towards the end, you want to encourage them to like, share, subscribe to your channel, because it tells, what that does is they love engagement. So they love it when they see people are viewing or commenting, subscribing, leaving comments, so on and so forth. It tells YouTube that your videos are popular. Another popular or good best practice that you can do is at the end of the video, you basically pose a question. So you ask your viewers and say, hey, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? Leave your comment below. Let me know. I'm curious to know. And that is a great way to get people to interact with your videos and to encourage engagement. All right, so moving on to number 5, what you want to do is you want to make your YouTube thumbnail eye-catching. So this is really, really important. Although it's not, the thumbnail itself is not a direct ranking factor, but it does have a huge impact on your SEO, because having a good thumbnail means that you're going to get more clicks, more views, and that just means better SEO, and it's a great ranking factor that YouTube looks at. So so as you can see here, you can get an idea of what these thumbnails look like. They're presented here, and as you know, when you're doing a search, you probably do the same thing. You may glance over at the title, but really you're looking at the thumbnail, and if that gets your attention, you're going to click on it. So that's why you want to make sure that yours stands out. Now, if you feel like, oh, I'm not good with graphics, don't worry. I mean, you can outsource this relatively cheap. There's a site called Fiverr.com. You've probably heard of it. If not, go check it out. You can get thumbnails done probably for $5. And now that's one option. If not, I want to show you a site. It's called Canva.com. This is completely free. They do have a premium version which you can pay for added features, but you don't need it basically for creating thumbnails. So what this is, it basically allows you to, as you can see here, is design anything. And it's cool because they've already have templates. So for like YouTube channel art, Pinterest pins. In our case, we're going to take a look at YouTube thumbnails. So let's say we want to create a YouTube thumbnail. It's automatically going to show us its library of YouTube thumbnails, and you just grab it and see which one that you like. So for example, let's choose this one, and it's going to load it for you, and then you have these elements. So let's go ahead and say how to make chicken soup. All right, so so it's as easy as that, and you can make it larger. You can make it smaller. Just like a word processor here, you can do whatever you want. Let's say you wanted to remove that image, you can do that. You can replace this image. You can upload your own image. You can purchase images from here. So let's just say you wanted to add this image. You add it in here. Make it larger, make it smaller. You get the idea. I'm not going to go ahead and design anything, but then all you would do is hit download. And it will download it as a ping in the form already formatted to a YouTube thumbnail size. I'm not going to go ahead and save this. It's just a demo, but basically you get the idea. Again, this is totally free, and that's how you can easily create your own YouTube thumbnails. Now, moving on to number 6, what you want to do is now this is something that you want to, one second, let me pull this up. You want to name your file name the same thing that you do to what your keyword is. So as an example here, obviously you want to find your file on your computer, and then you go, depending on whether you're using a Mac or a PC, it works relatively the same. You find the area where you can change the name, and in this example here, I would say how to make chicken soup, and you just make sure that you're using the same name for your file name before you upload that YouTube video to YouTube. And again, it's not a huge factor, but it does help. Every little bit helps when it comes to SEO. It all adds up. Now the next thing is that I want to go over, number 7, is adding closed captions. And what that is, as you can see here, I'll go ahead and right here. So if you toggle on this, you can see here.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Dan, and in today's video,
okay, those are closed captions. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that those are enabled, because YouTube supports closed captions. And what this is it's meant for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. And but it has a great SEO benefit because the search engines actually crawl that closed captions. So this means that you get a nice SEO boost by enabling these closed captions. Now YouTube does support what they call automatic captioning, which basically means they figure out what's in the video itself. But it's not perfect, so I would suggest editing the captions or adding your own. All right, so moving on to number 8, and that is to embed your video. And embedding your video just means putting your video anywhere outside of YouTube, on a website or a blog. That's the best place to put it. And this is especially easy to do, for example, like, if it's part of your brand. So, we have a website, Digital Synergy, and we just embed those videos in our website. And that's really great because it actually great for 3 reasons. One is it provides a valuable backlink to your video, so YouTube can see that, hey, somebody's backlinking to you, and they especially love it if it's your own brand. I mean, they love it anyway, but it's helpful if you have your own brand as well. Number 2, it gets your video in front of more people. And number 3, it increases user engagement as a direct result of basically getting more exposure. So that's, you want to make sure, if you can, to go ahead and embed your video on other websites that are out there. All right, so finally, for number 9, and that is sharing your video on social media. Now we all know how important social media is, and and it's a good thing in order to maximize your YouTube visibility and SEO. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, once you upload your video, you're going to want to share it on as many social channels that you can. You want to post your videos on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest. Anywhere that you can is going to help you. Not only is it going to help you get more exposure, but it's definitely an important SEO factor. So there you have it. Those are my top recommendations on YouTube ranking factors and why Google wants to rank your videos. Now, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notify bell so you'll be alerted of my latest videos. And if you want to learn more about ranking your videos on YouTube and Google, please be sure to opt in below to a free training that I have on making money with YouTube. And when you opt in, you're also going to get access to another free training that shows you how to rank YouTube videos very quickly on YouTube and Google. So go ahead, opt in below, and I'll see you next time.